I wanna shelter you from harm. Don't be alarmed, your attitude was the cause. You got me stressing. Soon as I open up the door with your jealous questions, like where can I be? You're killing me with your jealousy. Then my ambitions to be free, I can't breathe. Cause soon as I leave, it's like a trap. I hear you calling me to come back. I'm a sucker for love.
That's right, I'm tripping, baby. Sucker for love. A sucker for love. You won't do.
And it's going down. Oh, I know. I should've known the second you walked my way.
What's up, everybody? You already know who it is. It is the Mad Villain. That's right, I'm back to uploading real regular videos, so let's dive right on into it. Today I want to make a Street Fighter 6 review. This is just my personal take on Street Fighter 6 from playing the second beta. I only got to play it for a day and a half, but I do want to say some things that I've been wanting to say. Like, what do I think about it? Is it good? Is it bad? Is it netcode? Does it actually exist in Street Fighter 6? Well, I do have a few answers for you. Let's start with the netcode. The netcode is actually good, and it actually exists in Street Fighter 6. It's actually good, really good. I can actually play players from basically across the board. Like, I can actually play Japanese players, something I could never do in Street Fighter 5, because Street Fighter 5's netcode was just complete garbage. It was just terrible. There was no excuse for it at all. Capcom had basically 6 years to fix that netcode, and they never did it. So it made no sense. So let's move on from that. Let's go to the next thing. The mechanics. What do I think about them? Well, let's start with the drive rush. Drive rush is actually a little bit more complex than I honestly thought it would be. It's not something that you can just easily do. Not really. I mean, you really gotta practice your neutral. If you want to do drive rush, you can, but you actually gotta think, you actually gotta use real neutral along with it. You can't just press buttons all day, then oh, I'm gonna get a drive rush in. No, you can't do that. You actually have to think. What I like about Street Fighter 6 is actually it has to make you think. So YOLO players in Street Fighter 5, they're gonna get obliterated in Street Fighter 6. I've seen it happen too often. Hell, even with me, I don't even play this game. I only played this game for a day and a half, and I was still blowing up niggas' spots. I was still doing that. But, however, let's not go into too much of a tangent. Let's get back to on topic. So, the drive rush is actually good. I do like it. It's not an FADC. I prefer FADC more over than drive rush, because you can actually cancel out of specials. Like, if I want to do a DP, then cancel, I can do that. But I'm not sure if you can do that in Street Fighter 6 or not. Maybe, who knows? Maybe in the future when the game actually releases, they might change it to allow us to do that. So time will tell with that. As for drive impact, honestly, I was
There's no easy way to explain how I feel for you. Say with every
kind of scared of this mechanic. I'm not gonna lie about it. I was kind of scared of drive impact, but it does not help YOLO players at all. They will get killed if they constantly throw it out, expecting not to get punished. And that is the honest God truth. Because if you think you can play Street Fighter 5 like you would with Street Fighter 6, I mean, you're gonna get blasted. I'm just gonna tell you like that. If you think you can play Street Fighter 6 like you would in Street Fighter 5, man, you're gonna get blasted. Period. That's not gonna work. This game is not for YOLO players. You cannot rely on mechanics to save your ass in Street Fighter 6. And that's the dead ass truth. So, oh yeah, one more thing. Also, let me talk about parrying. The parry system, I like the perfect parry, but you get so little damage off of that. What can happen so the perfect parry can be improved on, where people actually want to do it. I say the perfect parry should have an increase in damage after you do a perfect parry punish. When you perfect parry like supers or CAs and stuff like that, you should get like a little bit more of a damage boost because of like, oh damn, you did this godlike thing. So you should get a perfect parry punish on that, and it actually increase the damage with your punish that you do in retaliation of that CA or that super. However, I think the damage should stay the same when you're just parrying just like a regular like attacks like DPs or something like that. Well, actually, it should have 3 levels of damage, like the CA in super damage, special damage, and regular neutral or punish damage. So I would much rather prefer that than what it is right now. And as for like the regular parries, personally, I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't like it. I don't like the auto parry that much. I prefer basically Street Fighter 3. I'm a kind of an old head. I'm not like exactly like a boomer people like would like to say, even though I think calling like people that like those older games boomers is just cringe to me. But whatever you want to call it, I prefer Third Strike's parry system more than anything. But hey, it is what it is. Next thing, characters. The characters in this game, honestly, each one of them feels strong. It's not like a single character that I've seen. And I mean, I tried Luke and I tried Juri, Ken, etc. Like I tried them. They feel good. It feels like every character in this game has a chance to win and has a chance to lose. Unlike in Street Fighter 5, I hate breaking Street Fighter 5 up, but that's the best thing to compare this game to because Street Fighter 5 came out before Street Fighter 6. So it is what it is. But in Street Fighter 5, it feels like the game is just completely unbalanced at this point, especially in the last season. It felt like the characters that didn't need buffs got buffs, and it feels like the characters that needed buffs got buffs in all the wrong places. And even just seeing a character on the other side of the screen when I'm playing Street Fighter 5, it feels like, oh, as soon as I see a Balrog, I'm dead. As soon as I see an Akira, I'm dead. As soon as I see a Luke, I'm dead. As soon as I see a Armika, I'm dead. As soon as I see a Balrog, I'm dead. Like, you get the point. But in this game, it feels like anybody can win. Everybody has a fair shot to win. And that's what I love about Street Fighter 6. Now, initially, I'm not going to hold you. I'm not going to keep it a secret because you can't really keep things a secret on the internet. So, initially, when I first saw Street Fighter 6, I was not liking it at all. The direction it was going in, especially with modern and then like dynamic controls, I did not like it. I thought it was going to be another scrub. I thought it was going to be another scrub fest, to be honest with you. And nobody can blame me for thinking that because of how disastrous Street Fighter 5 was. The only reason that game ever got pushed in the way that it was is because it was the only Street Fighter out that actually make money off of right now. I mean, and I mean that seriously. I mean, if Street Fighter 5 came out in the golden age of the Capcom, and I'm talking about early 2000s, like late 90s and early 2000s, you know, like in the golden age where Capcom was just producing games back to back to back to back. Now I'm talking about up there with like Marvel vs. Capcom 2, Capcom vs. SNK 2, stuff like that. If that game came out back then with those games in mind, it wouldn't stand a chance. That game would have been immediately boycotted because a lot of people don't know, like back in the back in like in the 90s and stuff like that, right? There were actually 2 versions of like Street Fighter 3 that got boycotted pretty much until they came out with Third Strike and people really started playing the game and went like, oh my god, like other characters in the game can actually prosper and actually stand a fair shot, not even be played on a serious level. Street Fighter 3 was honestly, this is just, I'm just saying it like it is. Street Fighter 3 New Generation was basically the DNF duel of the Street Fighter series. That's how broken it was. It was broken for all the wrong reasons. Like easy infinites. Ryu was so broken back then that he can literally kill you in 10 hits. Don't believe me? Go watch Justin Wong's video on it. Like, he made it short. Dude, he literally killed his opponent in 10 hits. The damage in that game is ridiculous. But I don't want to go dive in too much on a tangent again, so let's stay back on topic. Next thing. Will I miss Street Fighter 5? For those who aren't familiar with my channel and don't know my history with Street Fighter 5, I'm just going to tell you like it is. I'm going to tell you. You ready? Come on, get real close. Get really, really close to the monitor. Are you ready? Ready? I'm about to tell you. Here we go. The answer is
Fuck no, baby.
we're going to miss Street Fighter 5. I will never play that game ever again when Street Fighter 6 launches. I'm not doing it. I'm not going through that stress. Absolutely not. The game is dying right now as it is. It takes forever to find a match. Oh wait, when I find a match, guess what happens? I get lag. I'm not going through that shit again. Absolutely not. So I'm never gonna play Street Fighter 5 again. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised when Street Fighter 6 releases. There's gonna be so many, and I mean so many rant videos about Street Fighter 5 coming out of the blue. I promise you. I promise you that. There's gonna be so many, and I mean so many rant videos coming out about Street Fighter 5 being bad, at being like, oh, it was inexcusable and stuff like that. Now it's inexcusable because you don't have to rely on Street Fighter 5 to make you dough. I'm just saying it like it is. So that's that. But what would I personally rate Street Fighter 6 as of right now? Personally, I will rate it a 7.5 to 8. It's a really good start, to be honest with you. And it could be improved to a 9 and stuff like that, or 9.5. But I do rank it pretty high because this game actually is rewarding real neutral. It's rewarding real gameplay, and it's actually allowing some innovation. Now, it's going to be like Street Fighter 4 innovation. I don't know yet. We'll have to see. Maybe they'll buff like Drive Rush and stuff like that, so we can actually see Drive Rush being canceled from DPs and stuff like that, like you would do with FADCs in Street Fighter 4 when you do with a DP into a DP cancel into Super with like Ryu, for example. So who knows, we might see that in the future. So let's hold out hope for that. But also, let me give a personal shout out to the artist and the people that actually make the music where I put in these videos in. They put in a tons of work, so please make sure you like and subscribe their videos and stuff like that, and their art. I honestly really do have a deep respect for artists in general. I make sure they get their just due, because honestly, artists in general nowadays, they just get walked all over on, and I don't like seeing this shit, especially when they pour blood, sweat, and tears into their craft. So make sure y'all go follow and like each and every person that I put up in these videos, even in my past ones, and y'all go back and watch those just to binge watch. Make sure y'all give these dudes their just dues, man, because they deserve more credit than what they get. All right, I'll catch y'all guys next time. Take care. God bless. Peace.
To sell what it sounds like, but we dealing with music. So what I did was I said, all right, look, I'm gonna come with the angle of, it don't matter what I look like, you know, it don't matter what the artist look like, it's more what the artist sound like. So the mask really represents the whole, like, to rebel against trying to sell the product as a human being, you know what I mean? It's more of a sound, so, you know, and at the same time, it's something different, you know what I'm saying? And it fits with the theme of the rebel, the villain, where, you know, to him, he don't care about the fame and all that shit. That shit is, there's no consequence, you know what I mean? It's more of the message of what's being said. So I think it helps people focus.